I consider the trading cards way more.
You really consider trading cards?
Way more than just being like things that people would collect, like a baseball card or a game or something like that. To me, the trading cards represent almost like a spiritual force, something that is going to capture the history of our times. I wanted to explain this to you so you understand why there's so many of them. Why the choices are the choices that we put on the cards.
There are over 2,000 cards.
There are more than 2,000 cards have now been designed. Over 1,000 have already been printed, which is a huge, expensive printing. So there's a lot of devotion and excitement and commitment to this. And I want to share my personal experience. I consider these heirlooms, historical heirlooms, that may even be considered family heirlooms someday. And here's...
Hello? Oh.
Hello!
Oh.
Go away!
That only happens in Walter. Yeah.
That was
I had to beat Billy to that. He was going to say it. Okay. And I love telling the story because this tickles me to no end. But on July 14th, 1860.
Minutes. We cut up at 30 minutes to try to qualify.
Go away!
Okay, on July 14th, 1862.
Is it kicks again?
Okay, on July 14th, 1862, my great-grandfather, whose name was Walter Day also, at the age of 3, he won P.T. Barnum's National Baby Show. Okay, and so my family still has today, 152 years ago, this huge ornate certificate signed by P.T. Barnum. Wow. And that's very, very valuable to us. And you can see how this really will frame your own legacy, your own lineage, your own heritage in a special way that will be revered and honored and valued by generation after generation after generation of people. So I wanted you to have that as part of the perspective. As I say, the awards and the cards we create are not just about who we are right now. It's almost like they're historical gifts to the future. It's almost like 500 years from now, people are going to have hanging on the walls the cards that we've designed to commemorate this person's contribution, that person's contribution, or this historical event, or this great game, or this great design, or Billy's ties. The thing is that we're trying to historically commemorate the history of our times, because right now in this room, all of us literally are the first gamers. It started during our lifetimes, we're still here doing it, and that 300 years from now, 400 years from now, if there's still civilization, which I presume there will be, they will be looking back on this time period that we are a part of. And we're all like threads, and when threads are woven into like a big tapestry, the threads together make the picture. So that's why the trading cards are what they are. That's why they commemorate people, games, historical events, special, whatever, because all together, it's like a gift we're passing to the future that will be greatly revered. And the people who are getting the awards later tonight at 8 o'clock, I mean, those are family heirlooms just as much as our thing, my family's thing from 1862. It's something that I think future generations, like maybe your great-great-grandchildren, will still have it hanging on their wall. And they'll say, look at this. Isn't this the coolest thing? My great-great-grandfather or great-great-grandmother was actually part of the historical process of the video game age beginning. And that's the spirit behind the trading cards. So we may never make money off it, which doesn't seem to be our plan.
No,
but
we
boy,
don't make money off it.
Boy, are we having fun, because we've given away now over close to 250,000 trading cards as gifts in the last 4 years. So anyway, so we have piles of them for people. They should take them with them, you know, as they leave the show tonight, and they're on the table in the other room, and keep them as heirlooms. As souvenirs of what we're doing here, because this is not just us doing it, just like it wasn't just me doing Twin Galaxies, it actually was all of us.
I want to add,
that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
I want to add something about these cards. There really isn't any criteria to be on a card other than you need to be a positive influence in the community and have an interesting human interest story. And I could sit down and I could find out something that fits every one of you, but the thing is, I will be divorced if I do that. So we have to pace ourselves. So if you know a good story, you know, let us know, because we can only write stories and honor people we meet and know. So everyone here is included everywhere. It's just that there's only so much time. You know, he's actually been staying up till about 2:30 in the morning working on some of these events, and it can be full time, and you know, we've got other things to do. So we intend to include everybody as the stories come up. We just can't logistically do that unless Walter and I want to move in together.
You guys have seen us today out here working and selling souvenirs and items and that sort of thing. Let me explain what we're doing out there. A lot of small money, big money, will circulate. But cards are expensive, and we have card day enough business, and I put that in quotation marks, to fund between 11 and 14 cars to pick cards for different folks or events.
To put actual money on it?
Yes, that's the cards.
The cost of printing a box of cards, which is usually $1,000, and this is no joke, it's between $35 and $42 depending on when the printing company, it's a professional card printing company.
And that's not counting the ink or anything like that.
When he says there are 1,000 cards, literally there's been about $40,000 spent in this project, so he's very committed to it. It's complete dedication, so we're not really up, this isn't like the fundraiser at public television. We're just telling you that he, from 1981 till now, is very dedicated to the community of you guys. And
absolutely.
And there's different people, just like people here, who say, gee, there's this event coming up, I want to sponsor cards. You know, there's a lot of people that have stuck their hands up different ways, and that has helped itself. Again, it really doesn't matter how much money comes out fast. The stories can only be written so fast.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we do have a few special items up here that we'll see if anybody wants to bid on. But all this goes on. We come our own expenses to get here. These items go into funding. This is the control panel from the Donkey Kong Jr. And I know this guy who once had the Donkey Kong Jr. World Championship title here, and it might be this guy. And so, that's on auction. This is an original 1982, still in the bag, Pac-Man duffel bag. And long Mr.
Pac-Man fever in that bag, so don't know.
Exactly, automatically. Of course, we've got a few posters left and a few bottles of hot sauce. We want to thank you guys for participating, because what you're funding, what you have been funding today, it's just a continuation of this for some other city, this city again, hopefully next year. Special, it's right, it's history. Special bottle of hot sauce here from Mr. Billy Mitchell. This is his archived bottle. He's hoping that someone might want that. And one-of-a-kind Pac-Man cap. Tell me about that.
The hat has got Pac-Man on it.
See, now, everything has a story, and that was just a very exciting story.
That's actually a gift to me from them, Joe.
Yes. But instead of talking about us and the cards, if you want to bid on this, come see me afterwards. We'll do it quickly if you're interested. But we're here to answer your questions. And so, ask us questions. We'll try to give you answers.